VSC.
Woo! Most dangerous show of the week.
Ooh,
Yay!
Ooh, I just noticed. I was looking for these.
Oh.
When I was putting my sweater on 2 circulars, I was like, I have another long 11. And I couldn't find it because it was here at the shop. Anyway.
It's a thing.
I guess that's pretty straight. We're trying something new today. We're going to stand up and talk about stuff. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition.
You did.
I was going to say the Dear Becky and Lizzie edition because I keep getting questions. We have 3 now.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, and I noticed on one of them... Anyway, I'll talk about that later. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. In, for the time of year, kind of balmy, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
By that, I mean high of, like, mid-50s today. So, this, I might... either going to take these home or I'm going to find the package for them. Because I have it on other needles right now, right? Like, kind of work.
What project was that for?
The Lara pullover. And I got, I took 4-inch tips, or maybe 5-inch tips, with a cord that, a longer cord might be better for two sleeves at a time. But the smaller cord they're on is fine. So, Anyway, so yeah, VSC edition. We're going to talk about things we're going to put on sale. Remember, today and tomorrow are the last 2 days of our 3-day celebrating tomorrow's 300th straight up sideshow episode. Yes. So, yay 300 episodes. No spaces. 300 is numbers. Is the code to save you 25% in the online shop, or mention it here if you come in. Say, yay 300 episodes. And,
at checkout.
At checkout. If you say it when you walk in the door, we will forget by the time you check out. So, I'm wearing, this is not what we're putting on sale this week, but we're going to talk about what will be on sale through Tuesday. So, if you miss the window of today or tomorrow to have 25% off, you can use the code Product of the Week. That one has spaces between all the words to save 15% on the products we are going to show you in just a second. While we're standing for this episode, I'm going to show off my my sweater that has color work at the bottom. This is Golden Fern, right? Golden Fern by Jennifer Steingass. Some of the stranding in the sleeve, my thumbs want to catch on every once in a while because I left the strand, the float's kind of long. One of the reasons I'm wearing it is because Friday, my F's are getting confused. Today marks Finish It or Frog It February, the beginning of it, and I finished the hat I made for my nephew. I'll probably wear it tomorrow too before I put it in the mail. I finished my slouch head hat, and the yarn,
head.
The what?
You said slouch head.
It's because I keep forgetting the word slouch in the title. It is the sock head slouch hat because it slouches. I haven't sewn the ends in. I will probably wear it again tomorrow. The yarn for this is the same yarn I use for this. It is the Fiber Spates Vivacious 4-ply. Fingering weight, just superwash merino, no nylon, no anything else. I'm loving how this hat feels. I want to make one for me now. But, so inspired me to put this on because it's not super freezing cold outside. But this is not what's on sale this week. So wipe that from your minds in terms of sale codes. Unless whatever random stock of this we have left, you want to use the big 25% on. What is going to be 15% off once the sideshow code for only YouTube watchers expires. Well, it will still be 15% off, and you can't combine codes. I always have to reiterate, right? One code or the other. I would use the one that saves you more money for the next 2 days. But after Thursday, starting Friday through Tuesday.
Well, or if you don't want to use the 25% off, or
you don't have to.
You are watching this and don't know about the 25% off.
Which we're mentioning as we talk, but still.
Well, but people walk in the store and they're like, what's the product of the week?
That's true.
So
this is what's on sale through next Tuesday at 15% off. we're bringing in new mohair. That's the first thing we can talk about, which is really, really fun. We don't have anything knit up in this because it literally arrived yesterday. So you see what happened was, we have had mohair from Sugarbush Yarn Company for the longest time, and we love it. But Sugarbush went out of business probably 2 years ago now. Which it's like, some of you might be going, ew, you still have yarn, you've had this yarn for 2 years? The other yarn, the drizzle? And we say, yeah, it holds up. It's fantastic yarn, and we had a lot of stock of some of the colors. We're finally getting low enough. People come in the shop, and they want mohair, and our mohair selection is sad. So we started to resupply, finally, and this is by Lana Gatto. And we have had the Lana Gatto sparkly stuff, which is not on sale this week. We've had the sparkly stuff in our shop, and we like that. It's mohair with a little bit of sparkle in it, which is fun. So we are bringing in the non-sparkly part. So it's called Lana Gatto Silk Mohair. That means it's the mohair, the goat. If you didn't know it was goat, now you do. And silk. That is the most classic form of mohair you will find. The core is silk. Sometimes you'll see, these guys make one that doesn't have the silk core. But that's the classic version of mohair that when most people come in and ask for mohair, they are looking for. And we only brought in 9 colors. We hope to expand this, but this is our test. You just get it, see if you like it, save 15% this week. What do we have for stats, Liz?
For stats, we have 75% Super Kid mohair and 25% silk.
Which is a pretty classic ratio.
It is 212 meters or 232 yards per 25 grams with the little tiny ball.
They're little tiny balls with lots of yardage. I mean, that is as much as a single skein, 100-gram skein of worsted weight yarn. 2 of these tends to, one of the trends right now is holding a strand of mohair with a strand of fingering weight. And 2 of these, which is only 50 grams of yarn, will have the same amount of yardage as 100-gram skein of fingering weight. That was usually my ratio on the sweaters I've made of 2 of these will get me through holding with 1 skein of fingering weight, 100 grams. So there's a lot of yardage on these. So keep that in mind if you're doing any calculations on how much to get.
Hand wash, all the fun, don't put it in the dryer, blah, blah, blah.
This is, hand care is best for this.
A 2.5 or a 3 millimeter needle
is what they're recommending. But you can do it on bigger. You can do it on, I might go see if I can find the Sugarbush hat. You can make a hat out of one of these. And mohair is warm. It's thin, but it's warm. Yarn. It's like we've talked before. People come in and say, I want to make something out of mohair because I live in Florida. And I'm going, please don't. But I can't tell them not to. But because it's thin. So they think thin will work for Florida. But all the fuzzies on this, I was just showing you a single strand, that is super, the fuzzies are warm.
I tell people way back in the day, I think it was before I started working here, I had a ball of mohair, and I was crocheting it with, I'm
gonna find
a super huge needle, or hook. Probably, a P or bigger. Maybe even a Q hook. And it was in the summer, and I'm like, it's so lightweight, and it's fluffy, and yay! And the breeze would blow, and it would just hang in the air like cobwebs, and then it would land on me. And about 30 seconds later, I was on fire, and could not figure out why this beautiful, soft, fluffy hair would, cause fire. It's because it acts like down.
It's really, this is a hat. This is the drizzle. We have a color that is similar, but see, you can tell the camera's actually highlighting. Yep. It's a little warmer, the color that we are now have in stock. This still exists, this color in the drizzle. It's not on sale this week. This is. But one skein made this hat that looks just like the one skein, a little bit like the other hat I made, right? It's a nice slouchy hat. But this one feels warmer even though it's thinner already. It's called the Puddle Jumper hat. All the Sugarbush hat patterns are free on Ravelry now because the company is kaput. So you could make this hat out of this yarn. I want to say this was knit on 3s and 5s. So even though the recommendation for the yarn is teeny tiny needles, it can be knit on bigger needles. I have knit with the Sugar Bush on 10s by itself.
Yep.
It's a little bit fiddly, but it's doable. So any of the Sugar Bush drizzle patterns you might find on Ravelry, you can use this yarn instead. So we'd love for y'all to check this out and tell us what you think, since we haven't worked with it. And since it's finish it or frog it February, I'm trying not to start new things this month. Well, so if you want to, we're trying to not start new. Well, I'm trying not to start new things, but to see what I can either decide to finish or actually finish. So, let's go through the colors, and thank you for stickering one of each of these. And yeah, the colors you're gonna.
We're retailing them for people that want to know. $16.95.
Yes, price of everything is going up, so that is more than we had the drizzle for. But it's a new product, and new stuff costs more than the stuff we've had in the shop for a while. But Lana Gatto stuff, like when I've worked with the sparkly stuff, I really enjoyed the quality of it. So that's why I brought this in. This is teal green. Now, the fun of ordering online is we're never really sure what the colors are going to look like till they come in. This is teal green, and it is really more of like a light aqua frosty green. Like, we have other stuff in the shop that is this color, and it's very pretty. But this is what they are calling the teal green. I would call it more of a green aqua, almost. But that's one of the colors.
This one's red.
Yep. Is it just called red?
It's just called red. And actually, it's more proper red than the other red that's more of a tomatoey red that we have.
I think that's more of a purpley red. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the camera might be turning it more of a, and I may or may not be able to photo edit afterwards, but I think it's got more of a cool hue to it. Yeah. So this one that I'm saying is like my hat, but it's different. It's a little warmer. It's orchid. I would say, yeah, it's more of an orchidy color than a more like fuchsia magenta. It's a little warmer and lighter, but it has like hints of that. Is magenta the color of the year? Mm-hmm. Is that what? Yeah. It has hints of that. Magenta, I would say, is more purpley dark than this, but this is like a pinky purple, but it's on a warm. It is like what I would think of when I think of an orchidy color. For some reason, like strawberry shortcake is coming to mind. Wasn't there an orchid?
Yes.
Person that might have had this type of color. My childhood is coming up right now for some reason. So
this is sienna.
It really is burnt sienna. I think it's got that like almost like clay,
burnt orange,
like what is it? Almost terracotta, but a little darker.
Yep.
You know, like it's nice. We like that color. So, okay, Liz is keeping us organized. I'm gonna go off of the burnt, because we kind of tried to get like a rainbow in this. Like the burnt sienna almost counts for like an orange. If we can bring in a different orange later, we will. If you have requests for colors, let us know. When we have the cash flow to do that, we will. But we started with these 9. So we have red, orange, yellow. Our yellow is called mustard. And I would say it's a nice golden yellow. I would say it's more like French's mustard.
Yep.
Than like
Grey Poupon.
Than Grey Poupon or what am I going for? Gildan's or something like that. Like it's French's mustard. It's that yellowy like golden color, right? Okay, yeah.
We have light blue. It's a pretty sky.
That one
blue.
Counts for our. I'm going through the rainbow. This one counts for our green. We got 2 blues, of course, because everybody loves blue. So we went with a light blue.
And indigo.
An indigo, which is more of a royal blue.
Yeah.
Like, it says indigo, but I'd call it a royal blue. So, would Bernie call that a Carolina blue? It's kind of too dark, isn't it?
Almost, but I would still, not being a sports fan, I would kind of go, yeah, that could work.
Every time that Bernie says, no, Carolina blue, he points to, like, what I would call a baby blue. And I'm like, okay, if that's really, okay. Like, this is not quite baby blue, but it could work for that, too, you know? I brought in Icicle thinking it would be white, and it's light gray. So we don't have a white yet in the Mohair. We will work on that. I want to say there were 2 colors that looked like they could be the white, because they all have funny names, right? And one or both of them might have been out of stock. So there's 2 reasons we don't have a white. One is we thought this would be more white, And it's light gray, but it's the icicle is a lovely, like, light gray. Depending on what you put it with, it would look white. But technically, I'd put it at a light blue-gray kind of thing. So that's our neutral that was a maybe white. And
then we have black. Just plain old, everyday black.
Yay,
and
black.
It's yummy. It's a yummy black, too.
It is. Like, even the silk core doesn't look super bright, which is nice. It's like a gray-black. So an off-black. So, and the fun thing is when you hold mohair with another color, it can change the color. The fuzziness changes the color. Like, this, again, not what's on sale this week, but this is my white held with a color changing mohair. And there's times when the white shows a bit more, and there's times when the mohair shows more. So holding mohair with something else makes it a little easier to work with, and can be really fun. If it's something other than white or black, it's like you just don't know what's going to happen, which I think is kind of fun. So holding 2 colors of mohair together, the Rain or Shine Shawl by Stephen West is holding 2 colors of mohair together, and I started that with the sparklies. That might be on my frog it list, although frogging mohair is not fun. Because I've never really been in love with the color combos.
It's the devil's yarn.
I might have to pick something from this, but I also don't want to use up colors people might want.
What you could do is incorporate some of this and just keep going. Like,
it could.
Just, keep what you have so you don't have to frog it. And just kind of change out the colors and let it talk to you.
We'll see. That's carolizing. We love Carol.
Well,
I struggle with carolizing when it needs to be a shop sample. But yes, I hear you.
It's not full carolizing because you're still staying with the pattern. You're just changing the colors of the yarn.
So is that Lizifying then?
It's more like you're scrapifying it.
Yes, but that's not following the pattern. That's what I super struggle with. And I know you're just like, well, anyway. Let me think about it.
Because frogging mohair, we don't have a freezer to keep popping it in and out of.
I could frog it at home.
You could, but that wouldn't be fun because everybody wants to see you do it on camera.
But I could frog it for a morning meditation. Anyway, we need to go open the shop soon. So let's talk about the other thing that we put on sale today. And I have one that is out of a package somewhere over here. Let me get it. It's our Prym ergonomic crochet hooks. And we love them, and they're new. So, and we have very limited quantities. Here's mine. Okay. The price. Oh, look at you. The colors change depending on the size, and they go in a rainbow. You didn't put them in the right order, but
I just squished them together.
But that you held them together. If we held them together in the right order, they would make a pretty rainbow. I have a picture on the Instagram feed for it. So they have a pointy end. They're made out of the same synthetic material which makes it cost effective. That our double points are. They are pointy here. They are pointy on the hook side. They have what they call the optimal hook angle to catch the yarn. If you're not careful, the pointy up here will catch your yarn too on the way back. But yarn stays in the hook, which is nice. Ergonomic handle that's especially comfortable if you hold it like a knife, because see the end sticking out here? It fits in your hand really well, especially if you have larger hands. If you hold it like a pencil, it still sits nice. I haven't used it enough like this to know if I feel comfortable with that. Because this is how I classically hold my hook, but I've started holding it like this a lot lately.
And they range in price, retail price, from $7.50 to $12.25, depending on the size.
Big size. So they're actually the most cost-effective ones we have in the shop. 15% off this week with the code Product of the Week. Another thing, a lot of hooks that have ergonomic handles will have a metal shaft that sits into the squishy handle, and there'll be a ridge here. And they have a smooth transition between, so things can slide and not get stuck. And it's just, I resisted bringing them in just because we already had some hooks. And some of the hooks I've let go of. So I said, let's bring a new model in. And I think I'm going to be very happy with these. Limited supplies right now. So if the size you want is not in stock, contact us. because we will be bringing in more soon. The flash sale that goes through Thursday is only on what we have in stock. The product of the week sale, if you contact me, we can look into a pre-order potentially. That the only thing I do that on is a product of the week. It's never on the flash sale stuff. So, think about it. This is the H size, and like right in the middle. Good for worsted weight yarn, and it's what I'm doing my crochet for Nathalie blanket out of, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's the other thing we have on sale. We need to open up the shop in the next few minutes. So this was a pretty short VSC, but that honestly, our VSCs aren't as long, So if you want to crochet with mohair, it's possible. You just like, oh.
No,
have
it
you
is.
crocheted with mohair?
I have. I told the story about crocheting with the mohair.
Yes. Was it the mohair by itself, or
yes.
were you holding? Okay.
And it floats like in the wind. It'll you get a big enough project.
That
and
was
it starts
one of my
floating
problems
like
with the
cobwebs.
with the rain or shine shawl. Kept forgetting. It's like I was trying to work on it outside like last summer, and it was just floating in the breeze. And,
it's when it lands on you that you're on fire.
I had it on the table. What size hook were you using?
Oh, I was probably using a P or a Q. Like
you were using a big one.
I wanted it to be very loose and light, and like it would sit there and just float, and then the wind would stop and fire.
Because I was like, even in H, I might be like, I might have to. Were you double stranding it?
No,
okay.
I was single stranding it.
I might go down from this, but I could probably crochet with H with the mohair. So always factor in. Crochet takes up more yarn than knitting does, so you might need more for the same size project. Anyway, but holding it with another yarn, like I was saying, the yardage will still work out the same. Like 2 balls of this for a ball of for one skein, 100 grams of fingering, etc., etc. So, my head is nice and toasty. I could wear this all day today and be totally fine. Might keep me from having to make another sock head hat. Probably not. Probably would rather make a sparkly hat or, some other mohair hat. I always want to make something new. I'm trying to finish our frog things this month, but we'll see. I might frog something while we're answering questions tomorrow. We'll see about that too. If you have a question for Dear Becky and Lizzie, apparently we have a few.
We have 3.
It might not make it into tomorrow's episode, but you can still email.
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
And then Friday, we will have virtual sit and stitch from 7 to 9 p.m. again, and you can get in with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
That is on Zoom. And I think I'm good. I think we'll see you tomorrow. We got to go open up the shop.
Yeah.
So, bye.
Bye.